Hey, great Monday morning. It is a beautiful morning in the city of Brownsville, Texas. And I feel okay and just okay because I had a rough weekend. Let me say that at first it was kind of a rough weekend. On Friday, I went to the Texas Imaging Center here on of the expressway. That's right after Ultimo Taco and right after that FedEx building. And they do MRI stuff and I don't know what else they do, but they do ultrasounds. And so I went to Texas Imaging on Friday because I've been having issues with abdominal pain. It's kind of like weird because I'm supposedly mostly very, very healthy. Supposedly, mostly very, very healthy. And, but every so often, I'll keel over and have this pain like right across here. And it's insufferable. And what happens is, my- it's just it lasts for like 2, 3, 4 minutes, and I'm just there screaming like a crazy man, screaming like a crazy man. The other day it happened during the day. Usually it's kind of a trippy morning. Usually happens at night, but the other day it happened to me while at my parents' office, and a couple of people. I actually walked out, so it happened in the parking lot, and a couple of people walked out of the office. I think they saw what was going on, and they said, "We'll take you to the hospital." I said, "No, it's just it happens." But I promised to go get it checked out by the doctor, so I did go to the doctor. Dr. Ponce sent me to the imaging center for an ultrasound. That's why I had an ultrasound on Friday, and it's the same place right here. And apparently everything the staff there at the Texas imaging place, I can't remember the name of it. Great staff, very, very nice folks, very, very helpful, very, very friendly, very, very friendly. So I want to thank them very much. uh Good morning. I've been out of the loop for a while. Please share the highlights about school closing if you can. Hope you feel better. I'll try. um oh, let me finish my weekend story. So I was like, is your stomach just all the cuisines from all the countries you visit? Maybe. Uh, I hardly eat anyway. So Friday I was like, iré a Monterrey, no iré a Monterrey, iré a Monterrey, no iré a Monterrey. Creo que ahí puse la firma de allá en el de ese folder. So I was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I found out that Panteon was going to be playing, and I said, "Yeah, I'm going to Monterrey." So as soon as I had done my doctor appointment, I took care of some things, and I drove off to Monterrey to uh, to be with Panteon. I met up with a friend of mine, David from Colombia, and we went to see Panteon. Actually, went to Barrio Antiguo, ran into a friend there from Brownsville in Barrio Antiguo, and we went have dinner with Panteon. Then went to the concert. Great stuff. And the people that were around there were just so great. It was just so interesting. And came back, spent the night. Hey, Jeremiah. And came back Saturday. And I got to see Jeremiah. Jeremiah's in town for a couple of weeks. Thank you for spending Saturday with me out here. Uh, Came back, but I did feel a little bit queasy in the stomach. And on Sunday, I woke up with allergies. My hand was all full of spots. Like I burst out into allergies, and my stomach wasn't doing that well. And so I did go to church. I rested that afternoon, went back to church, and then I just went home. By Sunday afternoon, my hands were broken out. Hands were broken out, and it was creeping all the way up to my arms. It's crazy. And I got home. I rested. My mama took me some Benadryl, and because a lot of people suggested taking Benadryl. Amazingly, guys, the Benadryl actually helped bring it all down, and now it's looking a lot better. I still got some spots, but nothing compared to what it was. So all in all, good. I'm going to rest today. I have some work in Matamoros today, so I will be going to Matamoros. I'm probably spending tonight in Matamoros. Long story, but it's going to be an interesting day. One of the things that I thought was kind of amazing, guys, and this is one of the things I've been thinking about because this week I will be heading off to Cuba. One of the things that I was thinking about. Good morning, boy. I keep telling you, you need an enema heavy duty. Probably, you're probably right. One of the things that I was thinking about today was, I'm going to Cuba this week. Just got back. Frankie sent me a Nisbet, little Nisbet from Twitter, from X, in regards to San Pedro. And let me say, this happened. We got back on. I got back from San Pedro on Saturday. On Sunday, they they killed a guy there in San Pedro, and his wife apparently had a gunshot. And this is trippy because this is just the day after I left there. And it's kind of, and I mentioned that because I think I shared about my experience in Guatemala and how I almost did not make it back from Guatemala. I could have easily gotten killed with machetazos from individuals that were in the drug trade and in the people smuggling trade. So it was an experience. What I'm trying to say is that any little trip anywhere, doesn't matter where you go, it could be the last you take. Our days are not promised to us. And as easily as this guy got killed, shot, killed yesterday, but again, it might be drug trade, whatever. But a lot of times you may be in the area and, friendly gunfire, or, you're going to somehow be, included in the fray. But anywhere you go, there's always risk, guys. There's always that it could be your time. Good morning, good morning, good morning, it could be your time. It could be your time. And I don't know if it's so much of a death wish for me, or just me de repente being like a magnet for dangerous situations. But I think it'd be kind of cool to like pass away far away. You know, it'd be kind of like on the okay side to croak, like have a plane fall down or something. Because there's always that possibility. I mean, friends of mine just lost family members. Friends of mine from Matamoros recently lost family members from a plane crash in Saltillo. It could always happen. You could run into Satan worshippers in God forbidden country like Guatemala and, you know, get something chopped off. Hopefully not the right stuff, but get something chopped off. You could be in San Pedro, one of the swankiest, the richest per capita cities in all of Latin America, guys. I mean, There's police everywhere, police presence everywhere. The richest per capita city in all of Latin America. And just yesterday, there was some killings and some shootings, as if it were Matamoros, Tamaulipas, or any northern Tamaulipas city, border city. So it doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't matter what company you're keeping. You could go anytime. And prayers go out to everyone that lost someone this weekend. It's a sad situation. Uh, Again, I don't know the people that got killed. Jose la Angel. I don't know the people that got killed. I don't know the people that got shot. I don't know the circumstances or the reasons for it. But it happened. And again, it could happen to any one of us at any time. You can get sodomized también, so cover yourself. Well, there's always that possibility. but um, but it hasn't happened yet. So for that, we're grateful. I mean, I came close to that probably while I was in Athens, but it did not happen. So I'm going to Cuba, and if anyone wants to send a medication, anything that y'all want to send to people in Cuba, I will do my best to take it. It'll be fun. A cool little trip. I am planning to empty out my medicine cabinet and just take a mess load of a medicine. I have a medicine cabinet. I got some snacks and some candies that I'm just going to throw in a suitcase and I'm taking to Cuba. And they could have it all. It was kind of one of the things that I think was kind of weird is that if the Republicans get their way, the U.S. invades Mexico, which side will you ally with? I don't think the Republicans want to attack Mexico, but if that were to happen, uh, I'm always an American. I'm proud to be an American because at least I know I'm free. But it's something that I would never want. I think I would hope that at in some instance, Mexico and United States could, become one. That'd be kind of cool. But it's not going to happen. Mexico is very, very proud, and I've had that intermingling with individuals from Mexico, and Mexico is a very, very proud country, and they have a right to be. One of the things that I think that differentiates Mexico from the United States is, here in the United States, we may have our freedom, and we may have opportunities because of capitalism, guys. But the United States is not a great place to live. It's a great place to work, not a great place to live. And by that, and I don't want hate messages from people saying like, "Well, you don't like it, you could go leave," and it's nothing about that. It's just a fact. Para vivir, Mexico. I mean, to live. There's freedom in Mexico. There's no really no freedom here, and a lot of times, I think people misunderstand. You could halfway live comfortably here, but there's no true freedom in the United States. ¿Qué onda con Frankie y su reporte? ¿Se quedó dormido? That is one of the things that I will say, and I was hoping that Frankie would come on this morning because supposedly he was going to give out, one of these late breaking stories and about Eddie Garcia, and it's going to be out on Monday, and blah blah blah, and nothing happened. And that is one of the reasons why I do my best not to excite people about what's going to happen, because again, life is not easy for a lot of us. And this is one of the reasons why I've kind of sort of suspended like the night shows. I want some time for myself, you know? And we still have to work, and Frankie has to work. And a lot of times, although we want to do these podcasts, a lot of times life hits us in the face and says, Mijo, tiene que ir a trabajar. So I don't know. I haven't talked to Frankie in regards to today's podcast. Actually, I'd sort of forgotten. I'm glad you remember though. But you're right. Frankie did announce that he was going to have a major show this morning, and he did not. So We'll see. Again, I'm not blaming Frankie. A lot of times, just don't know. I will be spending some of the time, my time today in Matamoros. Uh, Probably at 3 or 4, I'm heading off there and meeting up with a friend that I had not seen in a while, and I wanted to see. So we'll see what happens. Maybe they've stopped sending messages, so maybe it doesn't happen. She's good too. In regards to the schools closing, I wanted so badly to be at the meeting on Friday at El Castillo. It's a done deal, guys. Once they start having these meetings with the community, they're going to shut down the schools. And it's really unfortunate because every entity out there, and people need to understand, BISD is Fortune 500 type of entity. I mean, it's an entity that has over $500,000 budget. And let me tell you, that's a crap load of money. So every entity out there is that they are built in order to add, never to subtract. And unfortunately, what a lot of people start to realize is that the only way that they're going to make it and stop going into the red is by either trimming down or by shutting down their least effective uh, little companies. And on this round, they decided to shut down the littlest one of them all. Good morning. Good morning. So they've decided to shut down Castañeda, Cromac, Tosa del Castillo. And again, one of the things that I had made mention, guys, take into account they're closing down the schools where the poorest of the poor live. And this was part of the argument when we did Castañeda, Victoria Heights, and the other one, Longoria. That was one of the gripes out there against us. Like, how could you do this? And it was the most feasible thing for us to do. Now, what's going to happen next time around? I mean, uh, I mean, you've got to do one or two things. You got to either stop bleeding students to whereas it could be sustainable to continue to have all these schools open. And to do that, you've got to put the resources that are placed in the hands of administration by the oversight of the board into giving back into the group. O sea, you have to reinvest into the system to let the system grow. Part of the problem is everyone's got their greedy little hands out there trying to take their piece of the pie. I've said this for years, and unfortunately for our community, I've been so right on this. Instead of taking a little sliver of the pie, these individuals want to take the whole pie and leave a little sliver. The community cannot grow on a sliver of pie. I had this conversation with someone this morning. Same thing with BISD. It'll continue to falter and fail as long as the corrupt political machine continues to eat the whole damn pie. It's just that simple. Leave the bigger chunks of pie so that that community can continue to grow to whereas your little sliver of pie will turn into a bigger piece of the pie. But you'll continue to be that leech, but you're leeching off something that actually has blood in it. As is, you're just wanting to suck up all the blood and dejarlos con casi nada. There'll be less blood for you to consume. So the only solution is to cut off the rest of the pieces and parts. And that's what happening with the closings. They're opting to cut off the rest of the body and leave a sliver of behind instead of letting it heal. So it's expected. They're $24 million in the hole, easily, maybe more. There's an election coming up between Marisa and Minerva. It's going to be a crazy election. The only viable candidate, only one anyone should consider voting for is Marisa Leal. Just as simple as that. We have a primary starting, I think, tomorrow. Tomorrow is the first day of early voting. We have the very, very contested race in regards to a congressional race. And again, to everyone out there that's voting in the congressional race on the Republican side, guys, Dr. Laura Cisneros, she's from Brownsville. Please go out there and consider Dr. Laura Cisneros. Please do not vote for Amaida Flores. We don't need that type of individual in a serving office, individuals who leech off the system for themselves and for their family members. We have enough of those on the Democrat side. Now we're going to have them on the Republican side. It makes absolutely no sense. Please inbox, contact something Dr. Laura Cisneros for Congress. Inbox her, contact her, send her a message, please. If the U.S. shuts down the border, how will life change for you? Um, it is impossible for the United States to shut down the border because our border cities would falter and fail. We need commerce from Mexico. We need it's the major source of revenue income for us. We need Mexico as much as Mexico needs us. So that would never happen. If it were to shut down, I'm sure I'd be okay. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do weddings on the bridge, but I'm sure I'd be okay. Tomorrow is the start of early voting. Yes, I think so. Dr. Laura Cisneros. Please consider Dr. Laura Cisneros, our great white hope. I'm freezing. This office is cold. This office is cold. I'm freezing. And I got a wedding at 11. And I've got to go back to the car. I've got a couple of jobs that I have to do. I got an income tax form that I have to fill out. And right now I'm hating on income tax forms. I hate the government. I love this country. Just hate the President Biden administration government. It's terrible. That's all I got for today. I'm doing better. I'm still not completely well. I should be better in the next couple of days.
La boda de hoy a las 7 me acaban de mandar mensaje que se les presentó algo que la calendaricemos para mañana.
I love it. Perfecto. Guys, have an amazing, amazing day. I'm back. I'll be back this week. I'm not going to do night shows unless something happens. We'll see if Frankie wants to do one tonight to see about his groundbreaking story. I'll keep you all posted. Thank you for being patient with me. I love you. Oh, I'm also running for the appraisal district. So Dr. Laura Cisneros and my election won't be till May. I'll be on the ballot with Marisa Leal, I'm sure. That'd be kind of fun. So Erasmo Castro, guys, for appraisal district, please. I need your vote. I need you to vote for Marisa Leal and Erasmo Castro. Marisa Leal, Erasmo Castro. Marisa Leal, Erasmo Castro. Marisa Leal, Erasmo Castro. We're going to be on the same ballot, I'm sure. Could figure that. I love y'all. Uh, and tomorrow, guys, go look for Dr. Laura Cisneros' name. Go write it in. Dr. Laura Cisneros. She's a friend of mine. She's a great person, great community member. ¿Qué más quieres? Be good to each other. Continue to be good to me. God bless.